As we wrap up our series on what it takes to be a 5-tool player in the production game, I'm going to throw you a little bit of a curveball today and tell you that number 5 is you have got to be involved in your community. Don't understand what that has to do with production? Come on, let's go talk. I'll break it down for you. Well, we've gone through the other 4 and now it's time to hit number 5. The 5th thing you have to do to be a 5-tool player in the production game is you got to be involved in the community. Now listen, I realize that sounds like work, and that's because it is. I want to make sure that you guys understand something. The number one way for you to push forward is to look backward and to give to those organizations and those people that have helped you get to where you're at today. I'm not talking about writing the check, pencil whipping a donation, and calling it a day. The most expensive thing that any of us can give is our time. But that also is what gets the greatest return on your investment. See, I'm a big believer that I'm always going to give 2 to 3 times more than I receive. And it's done very well for me over the course of my career. In fact, I'm giving to you right now in terms of free content, just like I always do. And there's a reason for that. It's because when I got into the insurance industry, nobody wanted to give me a chance. I didn't have the resources. I had to teach myself. And I made a promise to myself that day that I would never let that happen to anybody I came into contact with that was trying to make it in this industry. Now, I'm not saying you need to go out and become an insurance industry content creator, but I do think you need to volunteer, and I believe in that so much that it's ingrained in the things we do at Florida Risk Partners. Every quarter, my employees get 2 things from me. They get a day off paid for them to invest in themselves. Go lay at the beach, read a book, go do some sort of a fun activity, go ziplining, bungee jumping, whatever it is you want. The only requirement they have with that is they have to report back during sales meeting and talk about the experience, what they learned, and what they're going to do going forward as a result. We do that same thing with community service. Every quarter, 1 paid day off to go invest in the community. It doesn't matter if you're working at the polling booths for voting or if you're volunteering at an animal shelter or your favorite nonprofit. All I want is for them to invest back into the community that's supporting our business. And as a result, they come back and they share their experiences with the rest of us so that we can learn from what they learned, and it makes our team as a whole better. I challenge you as we wrap up this series for you to figure out what it is you're passionate about, what you want to volunteer and donate your time to, and then invest in that. And what would be really awesome is if you send me a message and let me know what you've decided to do. Keep me in the loop with how it's going, and then I want to have you come on the Power Producers podcast when we do our community service series next year and talk about what you've done, what you've learned, and what it's meant to you going forward. If you can do the 5 things we talked about in this series and put the icing on the cake with number 5, you're going to kill it in commercial insurance.